peaceful times in the valley, Po enjoys life as a kung fu teacher at the Jade Palace. He trains young students and relishes dumplings daily. Shifu praises Po's growth, but hints his next evolution is beyond teaching. Tigress, Mantis, and the others are off on solo missions. Po dreams of finding his true successor. He senses change is coming. Trouble from the past news arrives of a remote village attacked by an invisible force. Survivors speak of an enemy that it takes many forms. A mysterious green glow was seen during the attacks. Shifu grows concerned. It matches ancient scrolls about the chameleon spirit. Po volunteers to investigate with Mr. Ping and Lai Shan in tow. Journey to the Misty Mountains. Po and his dads travel to the secluded mountains where the attack occurred. They meet a young fox named Jin, an agile thief with a good heart. Jin tries to steal from Po but is caught. Her kung fu is rough but creative. Po sees potential in her and lets her tag along. Jin reveals the name whispered by survivors, the Chameleon. The Chameleon appears in a hidden temple. A cloaked lizard watches old battles through magical scrolls. She is the Chameleon, a former student of Master Oogway. She can replicate any kung fu style after witnessing it once. She seeks to absorb the key of past kung fu masters. Her goal? Rewrite the balance of kung fu under her rule. The Scroll of Styles back at the Jade Palace. Po finds an ancient scroll sealed by Oogway. The scroll warns of a mirror warrior who becomes unstoppable by copying others. To defeat her, one must fight not with fists but with identity. Po is unsure what that means. Jin grows impatient and wants to take the fight to the Chameleon. Attack on the Jade Palace. The Chameleon launches a surprise attack using the styles of Monkey and Tigress. She overpowers Po briefly, stealing part of his chi. Jin tries to help but is pushed back. Her inexperience shows. The Furious Five regroup but are shaken. The Chameleon vanishes, leaving a mark of her return. Shifu's wisdom master Shifu takes Po to the spirit realm through meditation. They meet the spirit of Oogway, who reminds Po, "You are not who you fight, you are who you are." Po sees flashes of himself as a noodle seller, student, warrior, and teacher. Oogway says the Chameleon fears authenticity. Po must find his own style, not imitate others. Jin's lesson. Jin struggles with self-doubt, feeling unworthy among masters. Po begins training her in his personal kung fu, blending humor, intuition, and heart. They invent new moves together, inspired by real life and their bond. Jin begins to believe in her own uniqueness. The Dragon Warrior and his student begin to act in harmony. Secrets of the Chameleon. Po and Jin infiltrate a hidden library once owned by Master Oogway. They discover Chameleon was a brilliant but impatient student. She believed kung fu should be evolution, not tradition. Po realizes she seeks to become a godlike being by absorbing every kung fu essence. Her final target, the Dragon Warrior. The trap in the Forbidden City. The Chameleon lures Po to the ancient Forbidden City, once the heart of kung fu. She uses the stolen kai of multiple masters to create phantom versions of them. Po battles past legends, mirrored, corrupted versions of Crane, Viper, and even Oogway. Jin helps him see through the illusions using intuition. They survive, but barely. The fall of the Furious Five. The Chameleon launches full attacks on Tigress, Monkey, and the others. She defeats and absorbs parts of their K, becoming more powerful. The team is evacuated and protected by villagers. Po realizes he cannot win using conventional kung fu. Jin says we'll beat her by being weird. The style of no style. Po invents a new form of kung fu that fuses unpredictability, emotion, and joy. He calls it the way of the dumpling, unorthodox but deeply personal. Jin learns alongside him, developing her own variation. Shifu is impressed. True mastery is becoming your own kind of warrior. Together they prepare for the final battle. The final confrontation begins in a massive showdown atop the Jade Mountain. The Chameleon awaits. She has created a massive dragon construct using stolen chi. Po challenges her directly. She scoffs. "You can't win with jokes and noodles." But Po fights differently than before. The power of self as the Chameleon morphs into different masters. Po remains grounded. He counters with unpredictability, improvised moves, and laughter. Jin joins in, showcasing her creativity and individuality. The Chameleon begins to falter, unable to mirror what has no pattern. Po declares, "You can copy my style, but you'll never be me." Jin's hero moment. The Chameleon turns her rage on Jin. Jin uses everything Po taught her, then adds her own flair. She outsmarts the Chameleon by setting a trap using reflective mirrors. Po and Jin combine their chi in a powerful fusion move. The Chameleon is defeated and her stolen ki is returned. After the Storm Piece returns to the Valley of Peace. The Furious Five recover and thank Jin. Po announces his decision. Jin will be the next Dragon Master in training. Shifu finally retires in peace, proud of his students. Mr. Ping throws a massive dumpling celebration. Jane's first lesson. Po begins training a new class. Jin, now in the role of senior pupil. She teaches with humor and honesty, honoring what she learned. Po watches proudly, finally understanding Oogway's final lesson. Kung Fu isn't about tradition, it's about truth. And truth can come from the most unexpected places. A new era begins. The Jade Palace is rebuilt, blending old and new architecture. Po carves a new symbol into the training hall, a dumpling wrapped in a dragon coil. Jen is given her own scroll, a blank one. Po says, write your own legend. The next generation of warriors cheer. Post-credit scene 1, a glimpse of Tai Lung in the spirit realm. Tai Lung's shadow flickers. His chains loosen slightly as a voice whispers. They are still used for rage. Oogway watches from afar, concerned. Possibility of his return is left as a tease. A crack opens in the spirit realm's floor. Post-credit scene 2, the world beyond China. A messenger hawk arrives from the west with a scroll for Po. It bears a new symbol, the League of the Flame Fifth. The message reads, Master Po, your help is needed beyond the sea. Po looks at the camera and grins. Adventure, I was getting hungry anyway.